It has helped us in managing the cost and keeping it at a stable kind of a level.
We face various traffic spikes. So Mydbops closely monitor those traffic spikes and help the router to in the regular functioning of those tournaments.
We feel safe that Mydbops is there. They are doing continuous backups. They are taking everything into account, the disaster recovery drills and everything. So this gives a peace of mind.
Mydbops, as everyone knows, is a database services and support leader focusing in solving complex database issues and year-round managed services for varied clients and partners, striving to achieve cost optimization and client retention in the IT front. And Router is our prime client, and I would love to take the testimonial ahead. And please tell us about the company's niche in a nutshell, and what is your role predominantly in Router?
Router is the number one game streaming platform in the country right now, with around 75 million to 80 million installs on Play Store. And we have our website also, our iOS app also. Our primary USP is that we give free live streaming access to all our users. So anyone can just install the app, make an account, and go live with their whatever game that they are playing. So that is one of our USPs. Other than that, we are a content platform for connecting all the gamers across the country. You can imagine like very similar to Instagram, for it's a social network of gamers. So, the gamers can come, they can make a profile, they can have followers on their profile, they can upload videos and other kind of contents like short form videos, which we call reel, and images, and even record their live sessions on their profile. So as far as numbers go, we are, on a trajectory to go global soon. We have already launched in Indonesia, and that is pretty much about the company. We are based in Delhi right now. The main head office is in Delhi.
Great. That is great to know. Your Router, as far as everyone knows, it is the game streaming leader in the world. We are happy to work with you, and especially on the backend front. What were the predominant bottlenecks or impediments to smooth database management? Basically processes at Router.
Basically, Mydbops helped in various tournaments. Like we have a continuous tournaments going on. So we face various traffic spikes. So Mydbops closely monitor those traffic spikes and help the router to in the regular functioning of those tournaments. We have a frequent upscaling and downscaling as regarding the tournament. Whenever there is a tournament, we have a upscale or downscale event. Mydbops helps highly in regulating those upscaling and activities.
As you can see, we are a startup, although we are now 7-year-old company, and our relation with MyDBOps is also of like I think more than 4 years, 3, 4 years now. We still strive to do a cost saving whenever possible. When we see that the traffic is not very high, we tend to keep the infrastructure to a kind of a lower level. So here, MyDBOps has very actively supported us wherever we see that during the night hours or some other kind of events, when there are no like much big events that are planned. So during those times we downscale the read replicas and the master node. We have a planned tournament coming up where there's a expected spike. So during that time, upfront we tell my DBOps that this is going to be a requirement, and on the basis of that they decide how much to upscale, how many replicas to increase on depending to serve the traffic. The number of connections that will be coming, the number of queries that will be, suddenly spikes can come when a notification is sent during the tournament and all such cases. So here I'll say that this it has helped us in managing the cost and keeping it at a stable kind of a level. This MyDBOps has been providing us with this called monthly query tuning reports, which are basically going ahead and doing a proactive kind of a judgment on what kind of queries that are more frequent, and are there proper indexes made for those, and any query that might take the DB down during a high load. So these kind of proactive steps is something we have seen MyDBOps takes, and they have informed us in the weekly and monthly meetings. So that has been very helpful. We have a Slack channel which gives us connectivity with them.
That's great to hear. We are fortunate enough to have kept your TCO upright. Total cost optimization is a need of the hour for every company striving, especially startups. and we're happy that we have done. And you have noted down very, very specifically about the communication channels and the way we do it and the slow query tuning and all. Yes, that's a part of the overall DB health that we maintain. And thank you for choosing us in that way. And how did you explore about MyDBOps, and what made you choose us in the beginning as your long-term DBM partner?
So, right, since I joined the company around 4 years back, so we already had my DB Ops in the system back then. And as far as I remember, my DB Ops was referred to us by a company we use for DevOps consulting based in Bangalore. So from there, I think we came to know about my DB Ops. It was before me, so I'm not sure, but this is how we got to know about my DB Ops. And since then, I mean, we have been just continuously, renewing the agreements because the service is as per expectation.
Got it, Adhika. Thank you so much for that. How did MyDBOps solve your pain points technically? Yes, you have told about the TCO and the rest of the things, but any specific pain points technically you want to speak about?
One pain point is I told you about upscaling and
Upscaling
downscaling.
and
That is
downscaling.
again, I just reference that. So because that is one of the things we were facing for a long time, that during the tournament, sudden spikes came and the DB was, going down and all those things. So my DB ops helped us after the tournament. We used to do certain kind of, calls and about if certain issue happened, what was the RCA. So my DB ops has a, very good system of this ticketing. So I'll say that is a very mature system where we can create tickets, and based on the urgency level, the priority level of the tickets, we get resolution very well. This ticketing system has helped us. Plus the RCA part, whenever any kind of incident happened, my DBOps always gives us a report of the incident, why it happened, where did we lag, where did we did not inform, like some new feature went live, some like index was not created. Time to time, these things have always been something that we have got assistance in. That query tuning report has helped us to visualize where we are going wrong and how best we can use the DB and which indexes need to be created, what are the number of replicas we need to keep up and all those things. Right. Another pain point is, I mean, pain point you can say, but we had to do certain migrations also where the major version upgrades, you can say, from MySQL version 5 to 8. My DBOps has helped us to do a cost effective kind of a migration, keeping in mind that we are an ongoing customer. The cost of such activities has been kept reasonable, and we have been given good support. We have, prior to any such kind of planned activity, first my DBOps gives a planned implementation details, how it will be going to be done and everything, and that is followed. So, and I think this is one of the pain points. If we didn't have a support of my DBOps, this would have been very difficult for us developers on our own to do this on our own without any kind of, with the full confidence that we have with my DevOps in picture.
Correct. So migration is such a complex activity, right? How many ever times you do migrations, you always need a
Correct.
support, and you need the plan to be kept up very alive and with minimum downtime. Yes, I do totally agree with that. And thank you so much for mentioning about migrations. Yeah. And how do you rate us regarding a from the scale of 0 to 5, 0 being very minimum and 5 being the best? Customer service experience?
I'll rate it at 4. There is always a scope for improvement, but so I'll rate it at 4. Maybe, nowadays we have a meeting every week at on Wednesday. And when we require, we can always have that Slack channel where the response is instantaneous, like on or 24/7 responses there. So I'll say that it's good. So I'll rate it at 4. It's the best I can give.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
And ease of communication?
Slack is, I think, the best bridge we can have, and that whenever we have any kind of downtime or any complaints, the communication is instant. So again, I'll rate it at 4.
Great. And technical know-how or expertise of the team?
The MyDBOps team, as far as I know, it's quite huge, and there is a huge resource base with the company. So whenever we have certain migrations, someone who is expert in that particular area is assigned. So let me just highlight here that earlier we were just having MySQL DBs. So we were just having one team that looked after on MySQL DB, and the team has expertise in that. Now we started using MongoDB also. So we onboarded the MongoDB team also. So I mean, there are specialized team within my DB ops. So that is something that is very, even migration team was very helpful. The people who did the migration, they had this kind, showed that they had the experience of doing it, and they had the step by step, so they were very confident about it, and it was very streamlined.
Great. Okay. That's kudos to the technical team. And technical team support, as you said, yes, support has been always live.
Right. So every Wednesday we have a call where there is one like technical, like account manager, and there is one technical person also.
Hmm.
So that is so any kind of thing that is coming up, we discuss on that weekly call.
Got it. And you would rate it at?
We'll rate it at 4. Yeah, and that is also like as per expected.
Okay. And ease of operations?
It's going pretty well for us till now. We organized a big tournament called BGMS last year in August. So during that time, the MyDBOps team, they traveled to Delhi. Two engineers from MyDBOps, they traveled to Delhi. So I'll say that, wherever we needed support, and they were there for us. So, and that was really helpful. So they remained in Delhi for the first 3 days of the tournament, and they did like till night 1 a.m. Did the real time monitoring of the systems. So that was really helpful. So I rated at 5 for this.
Great. And value for the money that we have charged.
Right. We have been partners for more than 3-4 years. The pricing and the cost, it has been, I mean, stable till now, and I have no complaints regarding this. The time to time, the activities like migration, all that come in. They have been doing it at a very, cost effective, keeping in mind that we are an old customer. My DevOps have always shown. So the pricing is not very high. It's, understandable, whatever pricing is there. So we are completely satisfied with that. So I'll rate it at 4.
Great. Okay. So, what basically, differentiates us as a database vendor choice for you when compared to the others in the market?
This question is really hard for me because my DBOps is what I have seen, and I've been, totally satisfied. I've now not gone into the market to like look for alternatives till now. So, in other companies also, like I mostly where I work, there were in-house teams. Of course, it's an advantage to have a professional team that just looks into your DB and has a complete, responsibility and accountability for that. Right. So I have not looked out for the market, but I am sure that this is one of the best we can get.
Thank you so much for that compliment. And yes, when you have an option of having a strong team of 100 and odd DBAs and DBREs instead of your own in-house, talent to be built, why not? And with an economical package being given with a seamless experience, then why don't you go in for
And
it?
it gets better, right. It's better any day, right.
And why and whom will you recommend us, Adhika?
Yeah, so for everything that I said, like all
Will
the
be the why.
services we are getting, all the kind of confidence that we have, we can just focus on the business requirement, focus on building the services and everything, front end, back end, all these things, without worrying about the safety of our data. So data is sacrosanct for any kind of company. Going forward, data is what we have as
Right.
one of our the most precious thing. So we feel safe that my DBOps is there. They are doing continuous backups. They are taking everything into account, the disaster recovery drills and everything. So this gives a peace of mind to all, even like me as heading the company, and he as building features for the backend. So for engineering manager, for a head, everything it depends. Like otherwise we would have been worrying about database going down and other things. So it's always good to have a team like that. I'll definitely recommend it to everyone.
Thank you so much for your wonderful inputs and as well as some of the suggestions and where all you have seen the traction going on very well. And it's really a motivation for us, for the whole team, for the technical team especially who is heading my DBOps, and that's a wonderful feedback and testimonial we have got. And really, it motivates us to serve you more and serve other clients also more similarly. And going forward, wishing you all the very best for your roles and for the company as well. And thank you so
Thanks,
much for
Divya.
spending your valuable time with us, Adhikar and Rishi.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Divya. Thank you.